He's over there. I'm sorry I haven't got those cat things to you guys yet.
You think you got it?
Good evening, everybody. If you would, please, we'll go ahead and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the meeting for the Morgan Township Trustee, January 23rd, 2023. And we will take a roll call. Mr. Kolb, yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as written.
We don't have it.
I'd like to approve the minutes for the first early morning meeting on July the 9th at 10 a.m.
January.
2023.
January.
January 9th, wishes. July 2003.
Second.
Mr. Kolb, or Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb? Yes. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the warrants.
We don't have them.
Okay. There are no warrants to approve tonight. And we'll go ahead with our special gathering tonight, and something we looked forward to doing for a short period of time now. But tonight is a rare occasion as Morgan Township is officially recognizing the appointment / promotion of a new fire chief, an assistant fire chief, and a fire lieutenant. These are three key positions currently being filled with three extremely qualified men, and we are extremely grateful to have them. But before we continue, I'd like to recognize a few friends to our township. One is Denny Conrad, a great friend, as I said, to the township. He's the Riley Township Fire Department, and he's also the Riley Township Trustee. And Denny, how many years have you been the fire chief, if I may ask?
Fire chief, I've got about 8, and trustee, I've got 42.
Okay, I asked that for a reason. So anyway,
Fire department, I've got 47 years in.
and we welcome you, and Mrs. Conrad as well as you too.
I think I'll be here around.
Also, Mr. Randy Mills, he's the former Morgan Township Fire Chief. And I've never had the pleasure to meet him, but we sure welcome him and glad he's with us tonight. Would you raise your hand? It's for my benefit. Welcome, sir. I appreciate having you here. And also, Rob Hersong. He is the Harrison Fire Chief. Mr. Hersong, glad to have you with us, sir. Okay, now, and I'm sure all of these men have many, many years. You don't become the fire chief without investing a lot of time. But new fire chiefs don't come around very often, much less a new fire chief, a new assistant fire chief, and a brand new lieutenant. So let me tell you a little bit about each one of them. The first is our new lieutenant. This is Logan Tuscany. Logan Tuscany came to Morgan Township Fire Department 2 years ago with over 9 years of experience in the fire service and with 5 years of experience being a lieutenant for the Mount Healthy Fire Department. He is currently a full-time firefighter with the North College Hill Fire Department. Mr. Tuscany had aspirations of becoming a firefighter ever since he was a small child. He grew up in Riley Township and became a volunteer for the Riley Township Fire Department. as a small child, desiring to achieve that long-term goal, he has fulfilled that in an exemplary manner. I checked with Chief Griffith, and he can attest to the fact that his critical thinking, people-centric nature, perseverance, and eagerness to serve the community brings a great value to Morgan Township. He believes in teamwork and ensuring that his new members go home safely each day and every day. He has always had a focus on building strong and professional relationships in order to maintain a strong foundation for his career. He is excited to contribute his strength and his passions as a lieutenant for the Morgan Township Fire Department. Mr. Tuscany would like to thank his family and friends who are here today for continuously supporting him through this lifelong journey, especially his parents, Leah and David Tuscany. Are you welcome, sir? And his significant other, Kristen, who will be pinning him this evening. He would also like to thank the Board of Trustees for giving him the opportunity to be a leader and for allowing him to be a mentor to young men and women who are just beginning their journey in the fire service. At this time, Logan, would you come forward and we'll go ahead and do the pinning service?
Microphone.
Well,
It's fine. What? Chief, do you want to swear him in while he's here?
Oh, yeah, Logan, we got to swear you in. Don't run away too quick.
All right, Luke, if you can
So excited.
raise your
Right hand and
repeat after me. I, Logan Tuscany,
I, Logan Tuscany,
solemnly swear
solemnly
that
swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and obey the laws thereof,
and I will respect
and I will respect
the ordinances set forth for Morgan Township,
the ordinance set forth for Morgan Township,
and that I will in all respects
and that I will in all respects
faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Lieutenant
Lieutenant
of the Morgan Township Fire
of
Department.
the Morgan Township Fire Department.
Here, here.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next gentleman we'd like to recognize is Assistant Chief Andrew Browning. Andrew has been a member of the Morgan Township Fire and EMS Department for 15 years. Currently, he's a full-time firefighter, paramedic for the City of Harrison Fire Department. No wonder your chief's here. He holds an associate degree in fire service leadership from Cincinnati State, a great school. He currently enrolled at the University of Cincinnati, working toward a bachelor's in fire service science. He's a member of the Hamilton County USAR team, and he is the member of the Butler County Fire Investigation Team. AC, congratulations. Come forward, please.
she's got a good track record of her blood, so.
Let's do it again.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Andrew Browning,
I, Andrew Browning,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and I will respect
and I will respect
the ordinances set forth by Morgan Township,
the ordinances set forth by Morgan Township,
and that I will in all respects
and that I will in all respects
faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Assistant Chief of the Morgan Township Fire Department.
of Assistant Chief of the Morgan Township Fire Department.
Here, here.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Huff. We'd be happier for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And last but not least, this is one that I've been waiting for. We all have a lot of stories about the chief, and between the three of us, we've had many, many emails, and we're tired of seeing the emails that say, you need to look at this guy, and you need to consider him for your next chief. And we couldn't be in better agreement than the recommendation. You all, your fellow residents and citizens, the residents of the township, actually recommended him, and he was part of the reason why we looked at him as hard as we did and looked everywhere that we could to find the best man, and we had the best man right in front of our noses. So with that, Chief, I'm going to tell a little bit about yourself.
It's short. It's not as long as.
Yeah, but he wrote it in 16-point font, so I could read it without my glasses on. So I appreciate that,
I
Chief.
had to do it.
Chief Griffith started as a volunteer with the Morgan Township Fire Department in 2008. After he moved to the township, he previously worked at Westchester Fire Department for 9 years. Chief Griffith has now held every rank in the Morgan Township Fire Department through his 15 years with the department. He also worked as a registered nurse for the Department of Veteran Affairs Medical Center in Cincinnati for 32 years and holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Cincinnati. He has been married to his wife Cindy for 33 years, who will pin the chief tonight. Also in attendance are his two sons, Jacob and Noah. Chief, come forward, please.
That's you. Don't stick me.
You want to hand him his helmet? That's appropriate.
You got it. Just let it drop. There you go. No, there you go.
Now, wait a
Come
minute.
here. Oh, you get away. Come on.
Yeah, you don't get out of this.
You don't get out of that. I need a picture.
All right.
Oh, I don't know. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, good. I get a new phone then, huh?
No, you don't want that. It's old.
All right, Chief.
Okay.
Seems like this is kind of redundant. We've been here before. You've
I've
been
done it
acting
twice.
Chief
Twice.
quite a few times.
Yes, sir.
But anyway,
We'll make it
raise your right hand. I,
I,
Jeffrey Griffith,
Jeffrey Griffith,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
go ahead, the Constitution of
the
the United States
Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and I will respect
and I will respect
the ordinances set forth for Morgan Township,
the ordinances set forth for Morgan Township,
and that I will in all respects
and I will in all respects
faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Fire Chief
Of Fire
of the
Chief
Morgan Township Fire
of
Department.
Morgan Township Fire Department.
Here, here.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The residents of Morgan Township and this trustee board recognize the outstanding achievement of these promotions and what they represent, and the selfless service you gentlemen have already provided to our community during these past many years. Again, congratulations, and please, would you join us for a few refreshments to celebrate this occasion? Thank you.
You're not seeing Daryl. No. No. I will as soon as everybody else does. Somebody's got to cut it. I'll yell at my wife. She's back there. She'll cut it. Yeah. Hey, Therese. Your assistance is needed. Oh, you got little plates. Okay. There's a larger knife inside there, I think. I thought there was. No, there isn't. You know why? It went over to the firehouse. It used to sit and reside in this. Okay. That's the only one I see. There's one. There's one here if you want to.
Wait a minute, don't leave. I've got another slice, another.
Mm-hmm. And yet, no one's gotten any, so at this point in time, so we'll just stop. There's cake available. Cake's ready. my plate that I got.
I'll be the fat kid.
Well, I've already taken some too, so. There's the cold one if you want it. There's cold ones in the refrigerator. How's everyone? Why isn't that moving? It's weird. Sit this way. That way. Let's just put it this way. I'm being paid for right now. 10 hours, yes.
He likes it to go long. Yeah. You're like I am. You're paid for the amount of time you spend here.
Yeah. Now I am. Before I wasn't. And they don't realize I'm going to make more money off of it.
I would. I'd make it everywhere I could. Yeah. For all of them in the zoning and BZA meetings.
Well, when I came out of executive session, I was told that it wouldn't be for zoning and BZA meetings. I wouldn't get paid for that. And Tom apparently spoke up about it and said, no, you can't do that because that's his job. Yeah. Yeah. It's my job. I don't know. I honestly don't, Tammy. I just like... Well, I mean, Cole found out today that the auditor says it's okay if he takes over the role of fiscal officer until she's back.
How's he going to do the paperwork? He can't get into the computer.
Tina. I know. No, I wouldn't, Connie, I wouldn't at all. No, I mean, seriously. But Tina, they cajoled, and worked very hard on getting, Jeff said he called everybody he could think of, even local UAN people and out-of-town UAN people. And because it's the busiest part of the year none of them said they could do it. So it's like, so Tina was in today working on the payroll. She got it out at least. But there hasn't been any bills paid this month at all. And everything. So. Yeah, he would have called you by now. Yeah, he would have. Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had her sedated in a coma and everything else. She's intubated still and everything else, and it's already been almost a week. Oh yeah, she was even before that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if she was feeling really bad then, and even before, around Christmas time, she was still feeling bad. She just,
Well, I mean, in all fairness, a lot of us, when we get sick, you just expect to get better. Yeah. I mean, you just think you got to tough it out. Because that day I sat in her office waiting to see if Dale was going to finish so we could go over the stuff about the zoning. How he needed his opinion, how he wanted it worded before I finished the minutes. And she was coughing. She said it was allergies. And I got a hint of a cold from that. And I started taking my Mucinex right away. But I think I got the cold from her. Because I thought
I think that's why I'm feeling so, yeah. But I've started to cough a little bit, upper respiratory piece. But I just, like you said, I go and take my stuff.
I was sitting across the desk from her for about 40 minutes.
Well, I sat next to her at that BCTA meeting on the.
What you do? You think you're going to get better? You get up every
Yeah,
day and
yeah.
think, how's that going to work
I'm not sure. At this point, as long as they're paying for the expenses of it all, I'm not going to worry. Work week. Yeah. I'm working tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow from 8 to 1. I worked from 9 to 1 today, which was 3 hours. My truck here?
We came by about 10:15 from Cincinnati, and I didn't see any vehicles.
No, I left at 1. My vehicle was out there from 9 to 1.
10:15 this morning.
My vehicle was there. Thank you, dear. I know.
She'll send you a bill for services rendered.
And you know what? Since it's new insurance, health insurance, I get paid way less than I used to.
So, anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just finding out which time is going to be best to leave on Wednesday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're saying it's gonna start.
Around 5:30. Around 5:30.
We're in the 5-inch thing according to the weather.
So it should.
Wednesday. Yeah, the one that's coming in Wednesday.
If I could find some place to go when I get there, I'd leave it around 5:30 because then I know the roads would be reasonably well.
They're over in Ross Ann.
But I won't be able to get into the hotel. Yeah, sit in the lobby and wait because the registration doesn't begin till 10, or does it? No, it begins earlier, doesn't it? And I'm not going to be sergeant at arms this time. I just want to go and enjoy the thing. And besides, the way I got treated by a couple of the monitors, it was like, look, I'm here to help, not to. I have no idea. One of them. It's recommended they take it almost every year, but see what I mean? They haven't taken them, and I still can't find out the thing that I was reading saying that if they don't comply to the records thing and everything else, don't do it, they cannot. That's termed for removal. I can't figure. I saw it.
Why don't you ask up there at the conference? Ask somebody.
That's what I was going to do. Because there aren't any. Let him dance, okay?
Yeah.
He'll dance himself out the door. But according to the state auditor, he can be fiscal officer until she returns.
They need to pass some kind of resolution.
I think it's in their agenda tonight. Yep. going, Denny? Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I meant to speak to you at the BCTA. I meant to speak to you the other BCTA the other night, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I just got involved with some other things and didn't get over there.
I know that feeling.
Can I see your minutes to make sure I got the resolution?
everything's gotta be hot. Cause it is total wool, isn't it?
All right, we are now coming back out of our recess. We did not adjourn, so we are officially off our recess break, and we will continue with our agenda. The next
Are we recording?
the next point on the agenda will be the fire department, and
You want to rescind that?
well, we can do that when we hit you.
Okay.
We'll clean it up there. Okay, Chief, you got anything for tonight?
I got all kinds of stuff. I'll try.
All right.
Yeah, I got a long list.
Chief or what?
I'm gonna come out of the chiefdom with smoking guns here. So, number one in your packet is an MOU with the sheriff's office to convert 5 of our MDCs, or 5 of our computers in the units to MDCs, or mobile data terminals, centers, whatever you want to call them. And I'll let the new assistant chief explain it to you.
So the MDCs, what they do is they cut down on our radio traffic. So we're able to go available, on scene, en route, everything from our tablets. Butler County Communications is getting busier and busier, especially with them going to be taking on the city of Monroe for their dispatching. We've had instances lately where they've missed us either going en route or available. So this is a way that will allow us to have control over that, and we can do everything from our terminal. So the MOU, it's $120 per year per unit, and that's billed once a year. And it's renewed every year, so if we don't end up liking the system, we don't have to renew in 2024.
Is there a certain amount of radios you do, or you do them as you need them?
So these are the tablets in our trucks that we use for directions and stuff. They can convert these to, it's basically like a little mobile terminal. It'll have like en route, on scene, at hospital, and we don't have to communicate anymore over the radio. So it cuts out the middleman in the whole scenario.
So we talked to the sheriff's office, and they're all for it because it obviously also lets them send information to us that they can't say over the air or choose not to say over the air. And some of that is critical information we need, and we only see it. So it's a great tool. It's not much money. We put it in both medics, my truck, the fire truck, and the battalion.
5.
5.
So we're looking at $600.
$600 a year. It's a no-brainer, and the sheriff's office implements it. We buy it from them, and they're trying to get all the fire departments to go on it, but it's a win for us. And I just need an okay to enter that MOU, and then Jeff, you can sign that, and I'll get it to the sheriff because he has to sign it.
But so moved.
Second?
Mr. Kolb? Yes. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion's passed.
Thank you. The next few are, I don't feel comfortable entering into any contracts, no matter what the amount, unless you all know. I think it's transparent that you know what I'm doing because we do work for you. And I don't feel I should be entering into any contracts unless I get your approval. So I will be bringing all. And at the beginning of the year, there's several. So I need approval to enter a contract with National Hose Testing. What National Hose Testing does is they come and test all of our hoses every year, which is an NFPA requirement, and they also test our ladders. The advantage of it is it's a little, we don't know the price yet, so I can't ask for a PO, but it's generally under $2,500. But they completely test the hose, replace it, and one back injury wouldn't be that from doing it ourselves. We've done it for many years, but I just need permission to enter in that contract with them for testing for this year.
So moved.
Second. So we're approving that.
Yes.
Are we approving to enter?
For me to sign it and send it.
Right.
To us with the price?
Yes,
So you
yeah,
can go
I just want to
forward
be
with
able,
that.
because you have to get your, they do this 5 days a week for 52 weeks, and everybody wants them, but you can't get a slot unless you do this now.
Gotcha.
And I just need to sign it and send it to Michigan.
Okay, Mr. Brucker made the motion, I second, so roll call will be Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb, yes. Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion passed.
I need an approval to enter a contract with Pro Air Midwest for our annual gas machine testing. That machine fills our air bottles, and they keep us NFPA compliant. They come 4 times a year, test that, and make sure it's giving us the right air at the right pressure. And it gets renewed every year, and I just need permission to renew that. There's a bill to be paid for it. It's like $1,800 a year, but I just need approval to sign a new contract.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb? Yes. Motion passed.
Okay, number 4 is, you're gonna say the new chief's crazy, but I need a motion to declare Rescue 141 as excess property for the purpose of sale. Rescue 141 was a great vehicle when we were all volunteer. We're not volunteer now. I don't have staffing for it. I don't have anything to get that out. So what we've worked, Jeff Maddox, who was here, and some others have worked very hard in moving everything from the rescue to the pumper to make it a rescue pumper. And everything that's not going on the pumper will go on the boat. So everything there is redundant. We have a light tower. We have everything we have battery operated tools. We have cribbing. We have it all fit on the engine. And you can see from what I've given you, in 2 years, it's made 6 responses for a total of 4 hours and 45 minutes. And one of those was a wind event, and 2 of those was in the snow because we needed 4-wheel drive. And we have a 4-wheel drive battalion now. It's a response template we don't have. No one has. Hamilton doesn't have a rescue. City of Cincinnati only has 2. And I would like to sell it and turn that money into radios, because I'll be talking about radios in a minute, but radios are burning a hole in my head because our radios are going to outdate here real soon. And we need to start buying some, and I know the instructions from the board was to start buying them. Well, that hasn't happened. And I got to buy some radios, because as close as this year, if they put a new Motorola template in, all our radios could be obsolete and not work. And I can't have that. And I talked to the sheriff's office, and they said there is a real possibility that the newest update to the Motorola system may make all of our radios obsolete. So I need to raise some capital.
How many do you need?
Need 23 portables.
I know, but all of them right now? Do you want to buy them in phases?
Well, I'd like to. I had a discussion with the sheriff's office, who's offered them to us at a significant discount.
Like $2,000?
$2,000 a radio, which is unbelievable.
Why is it unbelievable? That's low?
It saves $2,000 on each radio.
Okay.
So
Saved,
he's
yes.
offered them to me for $3,800, and the
Yeah.
book on them are $5,800. And I would be negligent if I wasted taxpayer money paying $5,800, obviously, when I can get it from $3,800. The sheriff has also offered to do it on buy now, buy here, pay here. He may be able to not bill it all at one time, maybe over a couple years to help lessen the financial burden.
Yeah.
But what I was seeking permission was to for permission to talk to the sheriff and try to find an agreement on these radios. I'd bring it back to you, but I would like permission to start those talks with the sheriff about that. And whatever I can get them at, we'll be saving $2,000 a radio, and that saves us a lot of money. And if I can sell the rescue, I can put a dent in that payment to the sheriff.
Are the old ones sellable to somebody?
No, he owns them. So when the sales tax was placed on the ballot years ago, if you remember, that was for the whole communication system.
Yes, right.
Well, they rescinded that tax, as they should have, when everybody got radios.
Yeah.
Well, when these radios becoming obsolete, the county commissioner says, fire departments, police departments, you're on your own. You got to buy them yourself. We're not going to retax the people. We're not going to put our sales tax on. We're not going to do that, which is the right thing, you know. But it puts a financial burden on all of us.
Yeah.
Big cities have already replaced theirs. Hamilton's got them. Westchester's got them, but we don't. And the only guarantee is year to year, when they upgrade the system, they may or may not become obsolete. So the clock is ticking, but the most time we have is 2 years on these radios, and it could be 12 months. So I would like permission to begin the exploration of the cost total and get a firm bid, but my conversation today was about 3,800 a radio, instead of 58.
What, does he buy them in a lump?
Yeah, he
big
bought
lump
them in
sum?
bulk, so the story goes is he bought a bunch to pass these savings on, and everybody went on their own and bought them themselves and paid more, which is counterintuitive to me, and I don't
Yeah.
know the politics of it. The other advantage of buying it from him is we pay them $25 a radio now a year for maintenance. That continues. So if we break a radio, we don't have to go get parts. We don't have to send it out.
Yeah,
They
that
ta-
probably pays for itself.
Absolutely. It's the best deal going. And they're specifically to the sheriff's, to the bricks communication, there's nothing that has to be done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great deal, but I need permission from you all to start talking to the bricks.
Isn't this the way we sort of did it years ago when we
Yeah.
bought the last batch?
Yeah, you should buy them a little at a time, but we
Yeah,
haven't done
yeah.
it. We've not bought one, and it's making me crazy because I just, but my original thing was if I gotta buy them, it would be to buy 5, and 5 at least, if anything happens, the whole crew would have one that could travel with them. But the idea is you should have them in every position on all the units so we
Yeah.
can get to there, but I need to do something.
What do you think the value of Rescue 141 is?
I think I can get 50 for it.
So there's your radius pretty much.
It's over half. I
Can we,
wouldn't.
can we work out a deal with the sheriff's office on that vehicle? Is he interested?
He is. Because he has an ERS team and that fits in his thing. So there might be some memorandums of understanding. There might be a way to do a little swapping.
Well, so you want a motion to declare it excess?
So
and
I
then
can
you
figure
wanna-
out the most cost-efficient way to return the value of it.
So why don't we just, we'll make the motion to declare it excess, and you go forward
Yep.
with negotiating the best deal on the radios?
Whether it's with him or I put on Gov Deals or whatever is the best for the most return for the
Can you
residents'
put
money.
any kind of dollar amount on it?
Yeah, I can do whatever, yeah,
You will if you put it on Gov Deals.
Yeah.
You'll say that this is our minimum.
yeah.
But
And I'd put that at 50. I hope nobody watching wants to buy it. But in some places they'll want it. The volunteer heavy, I made my first run on that thing. I mean, it's emotional to me. But as a business person, it doesn't make sense
Well,
anymore.
In 3 years, if you've only run 6 responses to it, I'm surprised it even started.
Well, and that's the other thing. It's a maintenance problem because
look
it
at
has,
the cost of the maintenance.
yeah, the
It's
cost of
2012,
maintenance. Because the turbos
12,600.
in there, if they don't get run,
Get
they
burned
go
up.
bad. So since we've had it,
Yeah.
we've put 3 sets of turbos in it, which you have to lift the body off to do it. We've had,
Okay.
and it's been a maintenance nightmare on the 6.0, and I'm not a truck guy, maybe a truck guy, right? Am I right? They're a nightmare. See, they're agreeing with the 6.0. If it's not run constantly, the turbos don't get to heat up. Am I saying that right? And then they fail. See, I learned something. I'm not a truck guy, but I'm a Jeep guy. Yeah, but it's got new
I'll make a motion to declare Rescue 141 as surplus.
Yep.
And we pursue either disposing of it through Gov Deals or if we can do a negotiation for the radios.
Perfect. 'Cause-
Second?
Thank you.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Cole? Yes. Motion's passed.
Okay, now we can get quickly. I did apply for the State of Ohio Fire Equipment Grant to buy 2 radios too. There's a grant that pays like $15,000 a year, and so I put in for it just to see if I can get 2 more from that. It took an hour to apply for, but.
get 3 at 3,800.
Yeah, well, I could get
Almost
3.
4.
Yeah, I could almost get 4. I didn't know that deal was happening. But anyway, I applied for that. And we got a couple other grants we got cooking that my new assistant chief's gonna apply for after we get this rolling. So, we're gonna apply for any grant we can find out there. We don't care whose it is. We're gonna throw it out. And we are trying to get together, just as an aside, an AFG grant for a tanker pumper. We've got the specs, we just have to get the grant writer, but we're gonna try to see if we can score that. That'd be almost a $700,000 value, but I don't know, we're gonna try. The timeline's tight, but my dad said no's are free.
That'd be something.
Yeah, it'd be something, but we'll try. Also, we're back, going to Mercy West. I changed that, so we go to Mercy West Hospital now.
That's what it is?
Yeah, we hadn't been going for a couple of years, but now we're going.
Okay,
So,
good.
yeah, there's no reason for that. The last thing is, his application is in your packets. I need a motion to hire firefighter paramedic Rick Simmons to part-time at a rate of $19 an hour. He's a career lieutenant at Ross Township, and I've known Rick for 22 years now. And he,
Does he still reside in Indianapolis?
yeah.
So what's he commute?
Yes. So his plan is he drives from Indianapolis. He's going to work at Ross, and he's going to come here and work every 6 days for 12 hours, which is a big help on day tour.
Yeah.
And I've known him forever.
Did he work for us before?
No, he worked with me at Westchester, and he worked at Coleraine, and he left Coleraine to come to Ross, and he's a lieutenant there full time.
Oh, okay.
But he's a very good person, and I've known him a long time, and he's a good addition for us.
So moved.
Today? Sure.
Second. Second.
Mr. Cole? Yes. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Was there a question about Rick? Okay. And I have 2 blanket POs I need. I need an approval for blanket PO 1-2023 in the amount of $2,000 from Fund Control 411? Yes, 411.
So for supplies?
Supplies.
Okay. Second.
There gonna be 2.
2. I got a second one coming.
Mr. Cole? Yes. Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion's passed.
And I need approval for blanket certificate PO number 2-2023 in the amount of $5,000 from the same fund, 211.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Cole? Yes. Motion is passed.
That's all I have. Thank you.
You want to do the park? Anything there?
I'm going to let the assistant chief go celebrate with his family.
All right.
All right.
Enjoy your meal.
Congratulations. All right. Have a good deal.
Congratulations.
The park has no update. We have the plan back, but we're going to wait for approval till we get the playground done. We had, Sandy had a meeting with the playground donors, and if this playground comes to fruition, it's something. I just got to tell you, it's something. So I don't want to bring it all to you till we have that nailed down, and the donors have said this is what we want and this is what we're going to spend.
Now, this isn't the one with Diamond, right?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
it is?
Yeah, we want them.
Mike or Steve?
Yeah. So we need their final approval and what they want to build before I bring it all as one package to you to approve.
Okay.
So the park part is finished. We're just waiting for the playground designer and the family to figure out what they want to do and how much and what that's going to look like size-wise. So
Have they talked like they had any idea what?
yeah, oh yeah, they had a big meeting last Friday down at Diamond with the park people. Sandy went and with the family, and they said, this is what we want, and he said, this is what it's gonna cost, and they said, we'll design it. So I think it's gaining momentum, it just has to get finalized.
Who's designing it? Human Nature? Or
No, Human Nature's not involved in it.
we're
no.
totally done with
We're
it.
done with them now, we're gonna pay them when we're done with them. It's a designer they have that does a lot of park designs, they've done the big ones in Mason and all over, so they're hip to what they're doing, and it's gonna be very specific in memorial of their parents. It's gonna have some cool things if this really happens, and I think it will. It's just, you gotta figure out what you're gonna pay. And they're working on that.
Thanks, Chief. I have Rob's update tonight. The only thing he wanted to make sure got passed along was his truck is coming out of maintenance fairly quickly to be ready for delivery so he can give you back your fire unit and you're gonna sell it, and then he'll be
radios.
mobile.
More radios.
Okay, that's
It's
all.
gone. Anybody wants a lightly used Ford F-150, and it's great, just a little rust.
Yeah, we got what for Rob's truck? We got did we get 7 for that?
7,300?
7,300 we netted. I don't know this one. The deal with this one is if a fire department or a fireman want to buy it, they get the lights packaged with it.
Oh,
If Joe's Roofing wants to buy it, we're going to strip the lights off of it and do something with it. But
okay.
I could probably get another radio out of it.
How many miles does that have on it?
I only got 80,000, but it's 80,000 road department miles and Chief Griffith miles. So
Look at Rob's truck. That thing was
yeah.
well worn.
But this thing's not. It brakes. It stops. it just got some more work done up at Ref. It's got new tires. It's just got a little rust.
Okay. All right, thank you. Mr. Marshall?
All right. The certificates, so far there've been 3 for the year. Up to date at least. The latest one was from Major Paving out of Shandon, Ohio. They're going to be building a garage on the smaller parcel, just to let you guys know that. It's to be storing their equipment for the business, the paving business that runs out of there. The zoning commission will meet on February the 1st, 2023. Primary focus of the commission, again, is writing the regulations for solar farms. We will be looking at some definitions that I pulled out and researched on for certain things, making sure that we have the definitions in right, and then we can begin writing the regulations. Something I want to also do is the approval of the text amendment I gave to you the last meeting. It's text amendment MTZ 2023-1. It is concerning the definitions for an Airbnb, a motel, hotel, and what would considered a short-term rental property here in this, such as a Verbo or Airbnbs. Okay, one where there is no management, there's management of it, but the people come in and take the house as you hear advertised, especially on Verbo and everything else. So Jeff, if you guys are prepared, would you please read the resolution?
Yeah, okay. Motion to approve resolution as written, and it is stating, resolution to approve the recommendation of the Morgan Township Zoning Commission notice of decision for case MTZ-2023-1. Applicant, Morgan Township trustees. To approve the request for text changes to the Morgan Township zoning resolution V.2019 as attached. Resolved by the Board of Trustees of Morgan Township, Butler, Ohio, that whereas the Morgan Township Zoning Commission on August 3, 2022 proposed text changes to Article 18.32, KK 18.3.
Wait a minute. I talked about definitions, and I gave you definitions, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I screwed it up.
Delete.
Delete.
Okay. Do it next time?
Do it next time.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
I'll get you
problem.
I'll get you the stuff,
Okay.
because it needs to be, the definitions go in chapter 4.
Okay.
All right.
So what's next?
The status of the solar farm, I have nothing to speak of at this point in time. I've not had any contact with Ryan and everything else, and I don't expect there to be much throughout the rest of the year, but we'll keep in touch. I'll keep trying to do it. I received no violations or any complaints. Well, I have a few, but the questions were, not complaints and everything else. And the last thing is, I will be attending the Ohio Township Winter Conference. I probably have to take my skis with me, but I will be doing it. That's it, unless you got something for me. I will.
We will take any audience concern or questions at this point.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tammy Templeton, 6792 South Dwyer. Okay, I just have a prepared statement I'd just like to read. I would like my fellow Morgan Township neighbors to be made aware of the amount of money that the township spent with Clemens Nelson. On September 20th, 2022, the trustees voted on resolution 133-2022. It states that it approves the Board of Trustees to contract Brian Woodward with Clemens Nelson as a human resource consultant. This was in response to the allegations leveled against former Fire Chief Jeff Galloway by Morgan Township resident Kevin Dye. Mr. Woodward proceeded to investigate these claims for the trustees and township. As per his billing invoices, he was very thorough. On his first invoice, number 22380, there was not any detail, just discipline investigation. He billed for a total of 19 and a half hours at $175 per hour. The township second invoice, number 22770, he had much more detail, including drafted report, and on October 28th, 22, he billed for prepared investigators report. He billed for a total of 20.25 hours at $175 per hour. The township paid that bill at $3,543.75. On his third and last invoice, number 23090, he had even more detail broken down per day. The most interesting feature is that he billed for a total of 6.75 hours for prepared investigation report, and on November 30th, he billed for 2.5 hours for a trustee update meeting. He billed for a total of 26.75 hours at $175 per hour, for a total due of $4,681.25. I cannot at this time say if that invoice has been paid or not. When I received the copy of the invoices per the public record request, it was in the queue to be paid, so I assumed it was. I understand from Mr. Brucker, who told me at the trustee meeting on December 20th, 2022, when I questioned spending money for something we did not receive, that there will not be an investigator's report furnished by Mr. Woodward. Not that he didn't prepare one, because I believe he did, and to confirm this, we were billed for his preparation of a report. I want to be very clear that the township spent a grand total of $11,637.50 on an investigation that was triggered by a resident who came into a trustee meeting and made allegations. As a concerned Morgan Township resident, I feel that we have been deceived in this situation. Not only has the township spent what is a lot of money on an investigation that now has no resolution, but there's been no action taken to recoup the money that was in question. Instead, we have a fractured community and a loss of trust in both our trustees and fire department. And I'm very disappointed in this outcome, and I actually expect more of our trustees. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, Mr. Huff?
Oh, got somebody else.
Therese Marshall, 2289 Chapel Road. Is the mic on?
No, I don't think it was.
It's okay? Hello? Okay. Therese Marshall, 2289 Chapel Road. I know because of HIPAA laws that you cannot say anything about Sandy. I am just wondering, is she okay? And if we want to send, get well cards, where would we send them to? I have the address. You have the address? Yes, I do. Okay. Another thing is, with the township administrator, is that job going to be posted, or are you going to do something with that?
To be determined.
To be determined?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's fulfilling that position now?
We have none.
None?
Correct.
Okay, that's
Okay.
all. I
Thank-
just had 2 questions.
Thank you. Mr. Huff?
One thing I wanted to say in regards to what Tammy said up here, okay? The investigation with Ryan Woodward is over unless something's brought up. You know that the state is still continuing. So it's not over, you know, yet. And we can't tell them, you know, what pace to go or when to, we can't even ask what decision, they'll come to us, okay? All right, that's just on that case right there. The other thing I had this time was I attended the Butler County Township Association meeting. Me and Tom both did, and Dale came, and so did Sandy.
Yep.
She was there also, and it was here at Fairfield Township. And one thing that was brought to my attention and is good to know and good to hear was there was quite a few township trustees there. That's what it's for. And to a man, they had suggested and said we were doing the exact right thing in hiring Mr. Griffin and Andrew for that position. They all said they could work with him, and that's the main thing we want. You know, we know he does the job, but you know, can you work with these people? And they all said they did. So I feel comfortable with, you know, with hiring Jeff and Andrew upon, you know, just listen to the outside responses that we're getting. So, I think we did good. Okay, that's all I got.
And if I could add one thing, to Ms. Tumbleton's, that they don't trust the fire department. That pains me to no extent. And if I can have a second, I will work to, I'll be the only fire chief in Butler County that punches a time clock. If you want to know where Chief Griffith is, do a public records request and check my time card. If you have a question about the fire department, call me, text me, or knock on the door. It is not my station, it is the resident station. And one of the things I wish to do, and I'm not on a soapbox, is restore the faith. Morgan Township Fire Department is a diamond, and it has, for whatever reason, it has a tarnish. And my job will be done when this tarnish is gone, and it's the diamond that it was when I walked in the building with Randy Mills 15 years ago. And if the public feels that way, I will work hard to regain their trust. And I'm trying now, and I've told my officers certain things. You know, we're going to embrace our community, not be at war with them.
And I do want to say that I, and the people that I feel that have been talking to me, we do support you
Yeah.
and the system.
Yeah, and we will.
There's no question about that.
No, and but I want to restore that. If that's the feeling, it'll be my primary goal. Just like I told them, I want to dedicate the station to somebody who lost their life in the line of service to residents of Morgan Township. That's not even a thought to me, but it's going to get done. And those type of things that we're going to celebrate our history, because in 1948, six guys got together and said we can do it better. Well, we can do it better too. So I'm glad I was a Boy Scout, and my goal is to leave Morgan Township better than I found it, because that was our creed. You leave it better than you found it. So I will work to do that as God is my witness.
All right.
And if I fail, then I'll be unemployed or retired, one of the two. But and I don't mean to make light of it, but I take this job very serious, and that's why I didn't lobby for any of this. And people that wrote letters, thank you and all that, I appreciate it beyond belief that the people have a confidence in somebody that's only lived here 15 years. But I will do whatever I can do to restore the confidence of Morgan Township with every resident, no matter who you are or what your beliefs are. So that's my goal.
I think that they made a really good choice in the chief.
Thank you. But
That's not.
no, but I want to restore that. I want to restore that. That hurts, and it hurts me to my core. And it would hurt Andrew. But it had to be said. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and let's go. First day, let's go. But let's make it better.
Yes.
And we're going to celebrate our past, look to the future, and just try to, take care of the residents and not worry about how we're taking care of anybody else. Let's take care of home.
All right. Thanks, Chief.
I'm off my soapbox.
Did you? Yeah. I wanted to go back. I want to rescind that resolution that I'd made for the minutes on January the 9th, 2003. It was 2023, but we didn't have the minutes complete, so we're going to rescind. I want to rescind that motion that I made.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
Yes.
Mr. Kolb? Yes, motion's passed. All right. Mr. Brucker?
No, nothing tonight.
And I appreciate you bringing up our fiscal officer. She's got a heart for this township, and she was very concerned being away that the work would continue, and which it is. It continues. But currently we're without a fiscal officer, so we need a fiscal officer in name to fulfill that legal function. So our current assistant fiscal officer is fulfilling everything that we need to do to pay our bills, do our payroll, do a closeout for the end of year. But as I had mentioned, since our fiscal officer is not available right now, then we have to name a fiscal officer. So I have offered to do that, and so I will leave it to these gentlemen to entertain the motion to appoint me as the fiscal officer until we can reestablish our current fiscal
make a motion to appoint Jeff, the temporary, acting, temporary fiscal officer for Morgan Township until necessary.
So do we, in order to do anything as far as signature cards or anything?
I don't think so. I'm going to LCMD tomorrow for my own personal business. I will check with Phoebe to make sure, but I don't think so since you gentlemen have already signed the card. I'll check and see if she wants a copy of these minutes just for a backup, and then I can let you all know, and I'll let her know she won't have them until February, until the first meeting in February. But I'll check and I'll let one.
Can we do anything until the first meeting in February?
I think you're all already, and we've got the thing to, we just need a second to approve.
Right.
Jeff as the interim, as a temporary fiscal officer. He's gonna sign the checks in the fiscal officer's spot, just to legalize all of that. Then Tom and Daryl will sign, so as long as you have 3 signatures, I believe you're all right with the audit, right, Connie? As long as one of those is the fiscal officer. Yeah. So, but Jeff, make sure you sign as fiscal officer once we approve this resolution 18 to do that.
And there would be really no difference, other than I would be signing on the fiscal line when
Absolutely.
Tom and Daryl sign on the trustee line.
If there's
So
any other thing, or I will email through you, your email addresses are on the website, correct?
Yeah.
I'll email all of you after I talk to Phoebe tomorrow to make sure.
Okay. And if there may be a better way to do this, in the meantime, just let us know.
I don't think there is.
So
You
what-
know,
what
obviously you've gotta pay the bills.
What actually has to be signed? I know the paychecks we don't sign anymore, they're all electronically deposited. So do you just sign one form?
Well, I think any checks you receive here at the township, I think there's a legal, like, within so many days, they have to be deposited. You need to check with Tina, I guess, to find out who's gonna do that. Who's gonna take care of that part
And just
of
make
the,
sure,
of the deposit?
just make sure we get this in the minutes, that this is a voluntary, I'm volunteering to do this. There's no compensation involved in this.
Right.
It's just until we can figure our way through on the new fiscal officer. This is the best arrangement that we can figure
It's a
out.
temporary arrangement until such time as the fiscal officer is physically able to return to their duties.
Physically able, or the board makes a,
Right, well, don't worry about that. Do that if you need to, but you all need to decide if you're gonna ask Tina to make the deposits, cause I think that's what I always thought, is that within 3 days of receipt of checks, that those checks were required, supposed to be deposited. You can check with Tina on that. to
Okay.
Make sure.
okay.
And then decide if she's willing to do it for you, or if one of you are gonna do it, or how you're gonna do it, but you need to check with her to see how that's gonna be done, because I think that's probably critical, and then, of course, Tina can write the checks for the other bills that are coming due, and then you all sign them.
Okay.
The question was, on the payroll checks that are electronically deposited to the employees' accounts, their checking accounts, as trustees, we don't sign that anymore.
Right.
Just the fiscal officer, so Jeff would sign that?
I don't,
There's no signing.
There is no sign?
signing at all.
Okay, there's no,
That's electronic, it goes from our bank to various, whatever banks they have given us the information for. Connie may be able to give you a better explanation.
As far as the payroll checks go, if you remember right, there is a listing of all of the payroll that was paid.
Right.
There's a place for every trustee to sign that to approve those checks. It's not like you're signing your check, but you do have to approve that payroll.
right,
Okay.
that's this right here.
It has to be generated from UAN.
That's
Okay.
what Tina must have
Yeah,
given you
and
today.
that's, Tina just signs, and then we all signed it, typically. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Do you think you need to put in, is she gonna be signing that? Are you gonna give
give her authority to, sign the payroll documents, because she doesn't have any signing authority right now with the township. She didn't want any.
No,
So
no, no,
See-
I'll go ahead and
You'll go ahead,
take
okay,
care of that
okay.
responsibility.
Right.
Anything that's in line with the fiscal officer, I'd
Okay.
rather not put on her to.
Okay, but just make sure you all decide about the deposits, whatever comes in. If anybody's paying, like Dale for a certificate or something, if they mail in a check.
I've got a rental. You wanna give that to her? For the community center.
I've got two
Checks, okay.
So,
Now, this is probably outside of my bounds, but if Tina wants to make out the deposit figures, she'll call me, I'll be glad to take them to the bank. If you all will allow me, if you all want to allow me to do that, and she doesn't wanna do that, I would be willing to do that much to help out in this situation, if you
Okay.
all decide you want me to do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. What we can do is, once we run through this cycle once or twice, we'll see how the
Okay.
best way it works, and that sounds like a great idea. I'll let Tina know, and
She can just let me know if she has them. I can always come, and then we can decide if I don't have any personal business, if y'all are gonna pay me for going there and back at whatever the current mileage rate is. I
Okay.
don't mind doing it if I'm going, but, I probably should be compensated otherwise.
and a big thank you to Tina. She's, this, having Sandy not available put Tina, and us into a real tough spot, and Tina has done a great service to this township for what she's been able to do.
I think you need to finish this motion about
Yeah.
appointing you as the.
Oh, okay. How far along did I?
No,
Well,
he did a
Darryl
second.
made the motion,
Second,
so we need a second. Okay.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Mr. Brucker?
yes.
Mr. Kolb will abstain. Okay. That wraps it up. I will entertain a motion to conclude the Morgan Township meeting dated January 23rd, 2023 at 8:35 p.m. May I have a second? Or we got a second, and Mr. Kolb, yes, and Tom got it. Mr. Brucker, yes?
Yeah.
Mr. Huff?
Yes.
Motion is passed. Thank you.
We get tongue-tied.